what is up? It's me again. So today is going to be a little bit of a different video. So as some of you may know, my gram did pass in November, and it was very hard on the entire family. You know, it was sudden because my gram has always been a fighter, and she's always been someone who, when she went into the hospital, she always came out. So we weren't expecting it to be the last time that she went. Or maybe I wasn't expecting it to be the last time that she would ever, you know, be and not be able to come home is what I'm trying to say. I don't know how to process some things. So if I'm like acting weird, that's why. But my grandmother was an amazing woman, and she took care of everyone anytime. From 16 and up, she was taking care of her mother, kids, nieces, nephews, her own children. Once she had children, she had 5 of them, her grandkids. And she just has always been someone who puts her needs to the back burner. Let me like try to adjust my camera a little bit. I say if that's better. Okay, that's a little bit better. She was always someone who just like put her needs on the back burner and put everyone else forward. And you know, let me, I'm like adjusting everything. There we go. And you know, I just wanted to remember her and share a little bit with you guys about what I loved so much about my grandmother. I actually have the blanket as well. Let me grab that. So, okay, I'm back. So my grandmother was the one who took care of me when I was from 4 to 9. When I was younger, my father had passed away when I was 3, and it was just a little hard on my mom to raise 3 kids under the age of, we were 3 kids under the age of 4, and it was 3, 4, and 2. I had to think about, we were all a year apart, so I had to think about it for a second. And you know, I went with my grandmother because my grandmother could help my mom in those situations. And in that time, obviously our bond grew very strong. She was a second mother to me. It wasn't just like a grandmother. She really was my sole caretaker from 9 to, I mean, I would go with my mom during the summers and things like that, but my grandmother was the one there with me. But she was a crazy lady, and she would do anything for her family, and she would constantly make sure that my hair bows matched. And I'm just thinking of like the terms. She would be like, you look so swell, or you look so neat, like aren't they so neat? She would say stuff like that. And she was just a funny, crazy lady, and she would do anything for her family. She really would. And if you needed her, she would drop everything and do it for you. But I just want to share some of the things that she kept. She also kept every single thing that anyone has ever given her. She had people's stuff that didn't even make sense why she had it. She had my, is Val my second cousin? I think so. Val is my second or third cousin, but she had her son's birth certificate. She had my cousin's tooth. She had a piece of my other cousin's hair. She had everybody's stuff, and she kept everything. And it was just when we were going through the stuff, when we were just finding the random things that she kept. It was also funny because my grandma's like a devoted Catholic, and we found in her stuff, she had a little how to make a good confession, and she was like underlining and circling, and she was taking notes on the little notebook on how to make a good confession. And believe me when I say, she never let me hear she didn't ever let me hear the end of how I did not baptize my kids Catholic. We would always go back and forth on why I wasn't, but she was a devoted Catholic, and I feel like she would have loved her funeral. She would have loved how we put her to rest, and how the family came together, and was in a church for her last moments, because my grandma was a devoted Catholic. But with that being said, I just want to share some of the stuff that I have personally with me right now that was that I was able to take home from my grandmother. I do have some of the Barbie ornaments as well. They are on my tree. Another thing, me and my grandmother were really into Barbies. She was the one who got me into my Barbie obsession. Also, and I wanted to say this because I was talking to my friend about it the other day, and I was like, I never even noticed. Not I never noticed, but like it didn't dawn on me until the other day. Which I knew, but like it wasn't like something that I like talk about a lot. Anyway, so my middle name is Angelica Catherine, and I named Luna Catherine Vega. And my mom is Angelique Catherine, and my grandmother was Denise Katherine. So we all 4 generations of the same middle name, and I think it's beautiful that we were able to do that. And I hope one day, if Luna ever has a daughter, she decides to keep the tradition alive, because I think that is beautiful. And we all shared the same middle name. But I realized that the other day. But anyway, so I was saying about the Barbie ornaments. So my gram and me are super big into Barbie. We always have been. It just was our thing. I remember every time I would lose a tooth, that would be what I got. Like I would get money to be able to buy a Barbie. I was literally pulling them out at one point just so I can get a new Barbie because she had me that obsessed. And we would always talk about our Barbie ornaments and things like that. So my gram had a bunch of collectible Barbie ornaments. I wasn't able to bring them home because I couldn't fit them in my suitcase, but my mom is going to mail them to me so that I do have them. I was able to fit a few in my suitcase, the ones that were flat, because I wanted to be able to keep them in the box. Now, if I would have took them out of the box, I would have been able to bring them all home, but I wanted to keep them in their original packaging because that's what my gram had them in, and I know she probably would have died. Well, I shouldn't say that because she did, but she would have wanted them to stay in, oh my God, I don't know why I just laughed at that. That it's not funny, but she would have wanted them to stay in their original packaging, so I kept them in there. But my gram's Barbie ornaments were important to her, and she loved them so much. So this isn't something that she gave me, and I'm just gonna get into the stuff that some of the stuff I kept and I was able to bring home with me. She gave this to me a few years, probably about like 5 or 6 years ago. We were like going through her jewelry box, and I do have a pair of her earrings. I just have them packed away in my stuff that I didn't unpack yet. I should have pulled them out, but she gave me this probably about like 5 or 6 years ago. It just says LM on it, and my gram's maiden name was Mulholland. And her dad came over from Ireland, and I just think it's really cool. It's like a little gold thing with a picture of someone in our family from, honestly, like if you can just see how old this is. It's like probably from early 1900s, maybe even 18, whatever. I don't even know who this is, and she didn't remember who it was because I remember talking to her about it. So this is why I want to do an Ancestry DNA, because I know with Ancestry DNA you can go into like records and stuff, and I would love to know who L. Mulholland is. I think that would be very cool to find out. My gram's background is Irish and English, and this is her Irish family because Mulholland is that last name. But I thought it was really cool. It has like a little star and a moon, and it's very, very old. So you can see that the little like stones that are in it were starting to fall out and stuff. But my gram had this forever, and she gave it to me a long time ago. And I am grateful to have it, and I'm gonna do more research to find out who this is from. I'm gonna reset my seating position and just sit like this. Another thing that she had, now let me adjust my camera because I adjusted my seating position. There we go. So another thing that she had was a little locket, and inside is me and my cousin when we were babies. That is my cousin Buddy, and that is me. Everyone used to joke that we were the favorite, and my mom sent me this picture and was like, oh, not the favorites, huh? But like, we were just with her all the time because she also did help raise my cousin Buddy as well. So we were just with her all the time. She had no choice but to carry us around in a little locket. She had that, and it was very cute and sweet, and I want to get a chain for it because it didn't have a chain, so I want to get a chain so that I can wear it as well. And then there was this little one. This is such like a 90s thing, and I'm assuming she wore it around her neck too, but this is me as a baby at 3 months old. My grandmother had this, very cute. She was so cute. And then she also, well, this is the stuff that my mom had. I've always been a pearl girl. And even when I was like 16, my mom would buy me like pearl rings, and I've always been a gemstone girl, and more of like, you know, I know a lot of you, I've talked about this before on my social media, that how if I ever got engaged, I wouldn't want a diamond, I would want a moonstone, because I'm definitely more of, I like all different. A diamond is just so like not me, I guess you can say. Not that I wouldn't appreciate a diamond, but I am definitely more of a unique stone that has more meaning to it behind a diamond. If that makes any sense. Anyway, these are some of the pearls she gave me. These are absolutely beautiful. I'm honestly not even sure. Like, I hope you guys can see. They're all different lengths. I'm gonna like put them close. They're all different lengths, but the clasp on these are like so different than anything that I've seen. Don't mind my hands because I picked my fingers. But they're so different than anything I've seen that I feel like these might have been her mom's, or they're hers from like the 70s, but I don't know what a clasp looked like in the 70s. Again, I have to do more research on that because I do find them very beautiful. I do have to give them a very good clean because again, they are very old. This is like the thicker pearls. Hopefully you guys can see them okay. These are the longer ones. I did wear these the day of her funeral just to honor her in that way. They may have been her mom's and they may have been hers, but again, like I said, I have to go back and I have to look, but I think they're absolutely beautiful and I will cherish them forever because they are gorgeous. And the only reason they might be her mom's is because my grandmother did keep all of her mother's watches. Like she had watches that were engraved with her mother's initials on the back. When I tell you she kept everything, she kept everything. I thought it was really cool because we were going through some stuff and she had a letter that was written to her dad because her dad was in World War I from the White House. And I thought that was a really cool thing to have in her possession or to receive. I think that was pretty cool. And I'm trying to think of what else was in the box that I thought was really cool. She had a picture of her like mom and her dad at like a like, you know, when you see the like things from the 50s where they're dressed in their army outfits and the girls are like it was just so cool. Like they were at a dinner like that. And it's just cool to see a picture like that of your family and like realize that like you have ancestors from that time. Maybe I'm just so weird and I think that, but I thought the picture was very cool. Yeah, I thought that was really cool to know that part about my family because my grandma did talk about her dad a lot. You know, she would talk about how he was a boxer and stuff like that. And I think it's pretty cool. We've always been fighters, I guess. Anyway, so that was really cool to see all those pictures and stuff. So last year for her birthday, I sent her this little piece and I did take it out of the box because I did put it out in my bedroom because we just recently got new bedding and stuff. But I sent her this little candle that says, "Beloved grandmother, your love leaves memories that live forever in our hearts." And I sent this to her for her birthday and it's just like a little candle and stuff. And it made me cry so much because she never took it out of her box. She kept it in the box because she was redoing her bedroom and redoing her house and painting and all that kind of stuff. So she was saving it until, I don't want to cry. I'm going to do my best not to cry in this video, but she was saving it until her room was done to put out. And it was just sweet. She even had, and I do have it, sorry, something's being delivered from Amazon, just letting me know. She did have it in the box with the little card where I said, "Happy birthday, I love and I miss you." And that was really sweet that she kept that as well. But when I tell you she kept everything, she kept everything. So she bought me this a few years ago and it's so pretty. It's like a pretty blanket. And it says, and she was like trying to get me this blanket was so crazy. I remember she was calling me. She's like, "Joe, I think this is a scam. Like, it's taking forever to get to you. I keep calling them. They won't tell me what the tracking is. It's in Chinese. I don't understand what I'm doing." She was freaking out about the package. So then I was emailing them and having her forward me emails and she didn't know how to forward an email. And then she was screenshotting me. It was so funny trying to get this blanket. And when I got it, she was so happy that I actually did get it. But it just says, "To my granddaughter," let me start to read it. "To my granddaughter, once upon a time, there was a little girl who stole my heart. She called me grandma." Let me lay it out so I can read it. "She called me grandma. I believe God sent you to me." Like I said, my grandma's very religious. "God sent you to me, sent you into my life to give me hope and bring me joy." What does it say? When we can't be together again, keep me in your heart and stay there forever. I love you forever and always, grandma." And I didn't find this blanket. I mean, not that it was lost. It was just packed away. And when I found it, I was literally bawling again because like I read it obviously when she gave it to me, but then when I read it again after she passed, it just hit me a lot harder, and I was just like, oh my God. So like I said, I'm gonna do my best not to cry, but she had bought me that a few years ago, and it was just a crazy ordeal trying to get it. Oh, but on some things that she kept forever. So my Uncle Ange was her son, and he had a coma. I don't know how old I was. I was obviously old enough to write. I think I was maybe like 7 or 8, I think. But I like made him a card, and I just wrote like feel well soon, Angelo. And I wrote like I love you, Angelo, Angelica. And then I wrote I love you, Angelo again. And my gram kept this for years because I was probably like 7 and I'm 20. So she kept this for 20 years, and she had that put away. And also my grandmother was, oh, the wind was blowing my door and I thought it was opening my door. Oh, I just get scared. But my grandmother was, again, my sole provider for those time, and everything from the years that I was with her. I have everything from kindergarten. She saved all my name tags. They are packed away in my thing. She gave those to me a few years ago when she was going through her stuff. But it's just crazy how she really kept everything. And then I think about it, and I keep everything from Luna. Like everything that she comes home is literally in a box, and now I know why I get it. Like notes from when I grow up, I save those. I actually found one for me and a friend the other day. Anything that anyone has ever given me, like note wise, handwritten, like I save it because I think my gram is probably the one who instilled in me. It's like so important to do those types of things. But she had this little picture of me in soccer. This was probably 1998 probably. I don't even know if the year is on it. It doesn't say. But this was a soccer picture. This was the card I sent her last year for Christmas. And we just said like, I just love and miss you. She saved that. She had me and Josh up on everything. My grandma was so funny because if you ask my cousin, she would literally make all her passwords like Gel and Josh or Josh and Gel and just Gel loves Josh and just little things like that. It was just so funny because she loved us and or loved Josh too. There's a picture of her and Josh and she's like posing with him like it's her boyfriend, and it's so funny. But she also kept this. If you guys are watching, and we were in 3rd grade together at Panther Valley, I gave this to my grandmother for Christmas and she saved it. And I have everybody's recipes. For some reason I put in there, not for some reason, but I don't even remember this recipe, and I don't even like these, so I don't know why I picked this recipe, but I picked oatmeal brownie gems, and that's what I put as my cookie. But I mean, as my dessert, but I just thought it was really cool because this is what I did in 3rd grade and my grandmother kept it. And then this made me cry so bad. Okay, so I posted one to my story yesterday or the day before, and it was like, happy Merry Christmas, Grandma. I love you so much. You're the best grandma in the whole wide world. And I put like Happy New Year, and I put a question mark, like questioning if she was gonna have a Happy New Year or not. But this is one I made her for Thanksgiving, and I did the same thing with the question mark. I clearly didn't know what the fuck a question mark was, guys. I put Happy Thanksgiving, it's time for giving and thanks, question mark, like maybe, I don't know. And I just put, a parent is someone who loves you, takes care of you, feeds you, helps you learn, feeds you healthy foods, and buys you stuff. And I just signed it my name. And then on this side, I wrote like my name, and I wrote, Dear Graham, thank you for taking care of me, and thanks, Pop. When I lived with you, you guys fed me healthy food and kept me safe. Thank you for taking me shopping when I asked to go. You made me food when I asked to. I miss you and Grandma. I miss you, Grandma and Pop. Love, your granddaughter, Angelica. When I first read this, I was literally bawling, but I've read it a few times now that I wasn't like, I haven't cried as much, and I was worried because my voice was choking up a little bit. But this is what, like, I like colored it and stuff. And she kept this. Again, I was probably like 10 when I made this because I wrote like, I miss you. So I'm assuming I was back home living with my mom at this point. But I think it's funny that I put thanks for taking me shopping, and that like a good parent is somebody who buys you stuff. And I still to this day will not turn down a shopping trip, will not turn down a gift. Like, I love gifts. It's my love language. And it's just funny that that is something I wrote when I was like 10 years old, and it's still true to this day, that is the way to get to my heart, is gifts. I love them. That might sound very superficial, but I promise it's not. But she also kept a prayer card from my dad's funeral. Like I said, she kept everything and anything. So I did take that because she had a few of those. But that was all of the things that I did take home with me from my grams. Like I said, my Barbie, I feel like I have to sneeze. I did. 2 sneezes in a row. All right, so I did leave some Barbie ornaments at home, but I do want to end this video after I am done doing this with just a little montage of a bunch of pictures and the songs that she loved. So I will do that, but I thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I know this was a little bit different, but I just wanted to remember my grandmother and share with you guys the things that I thought were important, things that I was able to bring home with me, and things that mean a lot to me. And I love that she kept everything, because to go through somebody's stuff and see everything that she kept is beautiful, because you don't realize how much that little stuff meant to them. Like these little cards, like I'm gonna cry and I didn't want to cry. It gets me. Like when I found the Christmas card, like I was literally bawling. I came out and I showed Josh the card and he was like, "Are you okay?" And then like I was like, "Yeah, I'm all right." And then I went back in the room and I was still crying, and he was texting me and just checking up on me and making sure I was good, because like I'll like feel okay and then I catch myself and I'm like, shit, I'm never gonna hear her voice again, you know? I keep listening to the few voicemails that I do have on my phone, just to hear her voice again, because I know I don't want to forget the sound of her voice. So I listen to that, but I don't want to cry, and I'm going to do my best not to keep crying. So I'm going to end this here. And like I said, I'm going to make a little video with a bunch of pictures that are my favorite pictures of her and with family, and some from when she was younger that I think she looks absolutely beautiful in. And I'm going to share that with you guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Give this video a like. I would appreciate it so much. If you guys haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. And remember to call your grandmother, give her a hug, tell her you love her, because you never know when will be the last time that you talk to her. So I hope you guys have a good day, and I'm gonna end this here. Bye.
Tell me, what does it look like in heaven? Is it peaceful? Is it free like they say? Does the sun shine bright forever? Have your fears and your pain gone away? 'Cause here on earth it feels like everything good is missing since you left. And here on earth everything's different. There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you're dancing in the sky, and I hope you're singing in the angels' choir, and I hope the angels know what they have. I bet it's so nice up in heaven since you arrived. So tell me, what do you do up in heaven? Are your days filled with love and light? Is there music? Is there art and invention? Tell me, are you happy? Are you more alive? 'Cause here on earth it feels like everything good is missing since you left. And here on earth everything's different. There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you're dancing in the sky, and I hope you're singing in the angels' choir.